Welcome to the 11th episode of the Three Sportsmen podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kurt.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Trey.
And in this episode, we are going to be talking about sports Twitter and some of the very interesting, to say the least, takes that people put on the internet. So before we get into that, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel, check out our other episodes, and follow us on social media, on Instagram.
At T3S Podcast.
And on Twitter.
At Podcast T3S.
Once again, we really appreciate any support. So let's get started with some Twitter hot takes about some pretty recent news about a certain Cowboys quarterback.
No, like
there's a
Sam's
good
favorite.
Sam, your favorite quarterback?
No.
Dak Prescott?
No.
Should he get a long-term deal in Dallas? Sam?
I don't know. I mean, guess he fits down there, but I mean, just remember, Aaron Rodgers is Dak Prescott. So,
is he worth that much money that he seemingly wants?
He's shaking his head.
No.
What about $31 million this year?
30. Okay, that's franchise tag though.
No.
Franchise tag is an
Okay.
average of the top 10 paid at each position, I'm pretty sure. So the franchise tag for quarterbacks is always going to be a lot.
I wouldn't give Dak Prescott a dime and a used piece of gum.
Is that bad in your eyes? I don't think he's horrible, but he's not great. Like,
He
he's
benefits from an offensive line. That's why.
And
benefits
Zeke.
from
So does
offensive line.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Remember when Zeke was
Yeah.
suspended? Dak played horribly.
Remember when DeMarco Murray got traded, I think?
Oh,
I don't remember if
He
it was
signed
a
with-
trade or if he was
he signed with
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah, do you remember that? And then after he signed with Philly, he was just absolute trash.
He was good in Tennessee
Yeah.
for that 1 year, though.
Yeah, he was.
Eh.
He wasn't as good as Dallas. DeMarco,
No, Dallas
but-
was peak DeMarco Murray.
And he has garbage time. Dak does. He gets so much garbage time stats.
Yeah, if you look at like the Packers and Cowboys score from the past year, dude.
Well, then again,
literally,
that game inflated Aaron Jones's numbers significantly for touchdowns.
won a game.
Yeah, all from the goal line, though.
No, I mean, there was this pretty nasty one where bounced to the outside and waved goodbye to Byron Jones,
I do remember that,
Yeah.
but
which he got fined for, which is garbage.
no fun league.
Yep, no fun.
Fuck you, Roger. Dude, if we're talking about like the league, I cannot wait for Dave Portnoy to go have his Monday Night Football night with Roger
Oh,
Goodell.
man, that's going to be
Oh, yeah,
going to be
dude.
so much fun.
Because for all you guys that watch the podcast, Dave Portnoy, the president of Barstool, hates Roger Goodell. Like, hates him. It's hilarious. Like, he has this shirt and everything. It's a picture of Roger Goodell with like a clown nose. It's hilarious.
They paid a lot of money to do that, too. didn't
Yeah, I
they?
know.
I think it was $250K, I think.
It was something
Yeah,
like that.
that sounds right.
For the content they're going to get out of it, I think it could be worth it, depending on what
I think
Goodell
it's worth it.
allows.
Well, yeah, I mean,
As a whole, I don't understand why so many Cowboys fans think that Dak is the answer. Zeke is the core of their team.
Zeke's trash.
I would say he's trash.
Sam, I think
I'm
you just
taking-
hate the Cowboys.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of that
Sam
bias
hates a lot of
is
teams.
teams and random players. Don't forget about guys like Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza, Luke Kennard, Jeff Teague, Markieff Morris, and Marcus Morris.
Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller, Joel Embiid.
Okay, Joel Embiid hatred is that's understandable.
That one makes sense.
Then you got I'm taking Saquon, McCaffrey, Aaron Jones,
Dalvin Cook,
Dalvin Cook,
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs.
I wouldn't take Jacobs over Elliott.
I
yet.
don't know about that.
Jacobs over Elliott yet? I don't know.
Trevor
You still have to respect Elliott. He's still pretty good.
Lindsey.
Philip Lindsay over
No,
Zeke?
no.
Yep.
Okay,
See,
now
now
you're
Sam's
getting
out
into
here,
the.
hot
Now
takes.
you're one of
Yep.
the Twitter idiots.
Yeah, he is.
No, I'm just being honest. I'm taking Trevor.
Zeke's still
I'm
a top
taking-
5 running back.
Sam, I really like how you didn't put Alvin Kamara in that list.
I forgot the name. I would still take Alvin Kamara over Ezekiel Elliott.
I'm taking Zeke over Kamara.
Nope. I'm taking Kamara.
Kamara has
over
benefited so much from the
Ezekiel
system
Elliott.
around him, it's not even funny.
Same as they both have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but one has had Jason Garrett clapping on the sidelines and Dak Prescott. The other one has had one of the best offensive coaches of all time and one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
But one of them has had probably arguably one of the greatest teams for offensive linemen.
Yeah.
The Saints' offensive line isn't bad.
But the Cowboys is
It's not-
elite.
The Cowboys
It's
is way
not as
better.
good as they have. I think if I can remember, I think they have 2 Notre Dame guys on that line. I think
They have Zach Martin.
they've got Zach Martin. Yeah,
Frederick retired. And then Tyron Smith is the other big name.
Yeah.
But I think as a whole, when you look at the coaching and the players around
oh Lyle
Kamara and
Collins.
Zeke.
That's another one.
who?
Lyle Collins. That's
Lyle
another
Collins,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Kamara as a whole has benefited way more from the personnel around him than Zeke has.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Kurt,
Kamara's
maybe this
had
is your hatred of the Saints.
I don't.
This is
I don't
maybe
Kamara's
this is
had-
your
that's
hatred of
true.
the Saints.
I'm looking at it from
That's
like
true. I think
the same way that people look at the Steelers and Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger isn't great anymore. He's a solid quarterback, but he's not bad. But he benefits from the guys around him. If that makes any sense.
doesn't really have the greatest receivers in the world.
I'm saying like 2 years ago when he had Antonio, Juju, Le'Veon,
That's true.
That's true.
like he benefited from having those guys and Mike Tomlin coaching from the sidelines.
He still has a decent team.
Yeah, if
Like
you're
James Conner is good.
yeah, he's still decent. But if you're
I'm
going to
good
make that
too.
argument with Roethlisberger, I personally think you should be making that same argument with Kamara because he's had Drew Brees at quarterback, Michael Thomas as a number 1 wide receiver, Mark Ingram as a backup who honestly is a starter on most teams in the league. He is with the Ravens right now.
Most teams.
And Sean Payton, one of the best offensive coaches of all time, even as a Vikings fan, I'm admitting that, as his head coach. And a pretty solid offensive line too, so
I'm still taking Kamara over Zeke.
I'm taking Zeke over
I think it's
Kamara.
close. It's close.
Well,
All
we
right.
got off topic, so
Well, Sam, you found a fun MLB hot take. Was that
I
on
did,
Twitter or
yeah.
TikTok?
it was on TikTok, I think.
Of course.
I don't remember.
Your favorite app, yeah.
No, it's not my favorite app. Probably Snap or Instagram is, or Twitter. I'd probably go Snap, Twitter, Instagram.
We're not here to debate which is the best app. We're here to talk about some.
Yeah, it was terrible.
You just lagged.
He had Reese Hoskins as his number 1 first baseman in the MLB, and he didn't even have Freddie Freeman in the top 10. And I was
Then
like,
you just don't watch baseball,
Yep. One of
basically.
those.
Because
yeah,
Reese
that's
shouldn't even be in the
point where
top
you
10.
where you need to start watching baseball. Yeah,
Reese isn't even in the top 10, and
Like-
Freeman's number 1 by far.
Freeman has to be number 1.
let's pull up Reese Hoskins stats real quick.
All right.
Plus, Reese has played only a couple years in the league. Freeman, he's been around for like almost 10 years, I want to say.
All right. So he had, 29 home runs, hit 226, like 85 RBIs, 129 hits, 86 runs. It's not terrible.
Then I
but
have
it's not
Freeman's
top
stats.
Yeah,
10.
Freddie Freeman's stats are way
Are,
better.
like way better because he's so much more
38
consistent.
homers. He has 38 homers, 121 RBIs, and he hit 295.
Well, I think
Freddie Freeman is so much more consistent.
a part of that is experience because Freeman has been in the league for way longer, but that's not an excuse to say, oh, just because this guy's like slightly younger, but not as good statistically, the younger guy's better.
Yeah, because I think Freddie Freeman's got my boy on his team too.
Ronald Acuna.
He does.
Acuna's the GOAT.
I think Mike Trout is, for being honest.
Well, Mike Trout's the GOAT, but
Mike Trout is the GOAT.
it's not even. If Mike Trout keeps up how he's playing right now, dude. Oh my God,
He's the greatest of all time, I think.
I think he's already in contention for the greatest of all time. If not the,
It'd be nice.
If not like,
it'd be nice if he could get a ring, though. I mean, that's not his fault, but it'd be nice.
I think a ring would secure it.
All right.
Earlier this week, Vince Carter retired after 22 seasons in the NBA. And Raptors Twitter had some very interesting takes about what the team should do to honor him. Because he did start out his career on the Raptors. I think he's most well known as a Toronto Raptor. But the way that he left the team in 2004 rubbed a lot of fans the wrong way. So he's generally considered to be a somewhat controversial figure in franchise history. But there were a lot of people saying that they need to retire his jersey. I don't know what you guys think about it, but right now, the only Raptor who I 100% think deserves a jersey retirement is Kyle Lowry.
And DeMar.
That's your boy.
DeMar, I think, if they don't do Kyle and DeMar's jersey retirement ceremony at the same time, I think Kyle's going to be immediate.
Like, it should be together.
It should be together.
I think.
But then you've got these people.
He got his Patrick Kane got his jersey retired in the London Knights organization.
Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
It has to do with a lot of things because Patrick Kane's the GOAT.
For Chicago hockey, yeah.
That whole thing didn't do it.
That had nothing to do with anything. All right. So you have these people talking about Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Kawhi's jersey should be retired as a Raptor because he only had one season there.
Definitely not. He definitely should not be retired.
No.
He should get a statue.
One season.
He should get a statue of the shot.
I think the shot should get a statue with like a whole team accomplishment.
The picture of him like crouching, like with his arms out, kind of as it's going in, the 4 bounces.
I think that could get a statue.
I think
like
that deserves a statue. I think we need Vince doing like his, I don't know what you called, like the Hercules, like pointing pose after, or something relating to Vince's dunk contest as the statue to celebrate him. There was someone who I saw said that Chris Bosh deserves to have his jersey retired before Kyle Lowry, and I don't know if that person knows the Toronto Raptors organization at all. Or they're just a big Chris Bosh fan, who knows?
I don't even remember him as a Raptor that much. It might be because I'm young, but I remember him on the Heat more.
You just never know.
I don't think we should give Bosh anything. Those were the dark years of Raptors basketball. With Andrea Bargnani, Mr. Primo Pasta and Sauce.
So you don't think Vince Carter should get retired at all?
I think he deserves a statue for sure. Jersey retirement is still debatable, especially since multiple guys have worn 15 since he left. You've got Amir Johnson.
I
You've
think
got
you
most
have to get. I
recently.
think you have to get your. I think you have to get your jersey retired before you get a statue.
I don't know.
It depends. What's
Because
a higher honor? That's the thing. What do
I
you think
think
is
the
a higher
jersey
honor?
retirement is a higher honor.
I do too.
I think we should use statues to celebrate moments in sports history.
Yeah.
So I'd be fine giving Kawhi and Vince statues for sure. Because of the controversy of how Vince left the organization, I think that's why I'm not 100% sure about his jersey retirement. Sam, you found a lot of interesting sports takes on TikTok as well, right?
Yeah, an idiot. From one guy too. He was saying that Tyrann Mathieu is the best player on the Chiefs, and also said that Ryan Tannehill is the best player on the Titans.
Wow.
Another one. I don't remember. He was saying the best player on the Vikings was Kirk Cousins.
I'm a Kirk Cousins fan, and even I don't agree with that. It's between Dalvin Cook, Harrison Smith, and Daniil Hunter.
And this one just made me mad. This guy, he also said that Tom Brady is the best player on the Buccaneers, which I don't think is correct. People will probably disagree with me on that, but it's Mike Evans. I think it's Mike Evans.
I think it's between Mike Evans and Levante David.
Yeah. Mike Evans is so underrated.
He is.
What about Shaq Barrett?
Shaq Barrett has so far just been a one-year wonder with the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
But David has been consistent his entire career. He's, I'd say, one of the most underrated linebackers in all of football.
They're just going to get overshadowed by Brady and Gronkowski, even though those young guys deserve it more.
They were good last year.
They came on strong after they were out of it.
Yeah. And I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I would rather have Jameis right now for the way the roster is built than Brady.
That's true. I would rather have that too.
Maybe. I don't know. Brady gives them experience.
I think
they need experience on that roster
this year. I think Jameis is going to have a really, really good year this year.
He's a backup for the Saints.
Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be a backup.
Who are you giving him the starting job instead of?
I would probably give him this. I think the Chargers should have got him, to be completely honest with you. They should have made a run for him.
I don't hate Tyrod Taylor.
But they have Justin Herbert, too.
And they drafted Herbert.
Yeah, but if they got Jameis, I don't think they would have drafted Herbert.
I would rather have Herbert for the future, personally.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Herbert yet.
I'm not either, but I'd rather have a young guy.
I think Herbert is going to be really good in this league. I'm telling you.
He's either going to be great or he's going to be a bust. I don't think there's just Justin Herbert's an okay quarterback.
I think he's going to be better than Tua.
Really? That's a hot take.
Yeah, that is.
I think he is. I mean, just being honest.
Why do you say that?
If you look at the talent, first of all, Tua's an Alabama quarterback. And
that does scare me. I will admit that. That scares me.
But I like Flores and the coaching in Miami.
But just remember, Tua's an Alabama quarterback, and when was the last Alabama quarterback that was successful?
It's a fair point.
Their best one's like A.J. McCarron, and he was a backup.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he played 2 playoff games for the Bengals or something like that. And then the Pac-12, they've had some pretty solid guys. They've had Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you're lagging a lot.
Off the top of my head, I'd have to look.
Rodgers. Who else? Goff. Those were both Cal guys.
Yeah, they were.
Didn't
Christian
Goff-
McCaffrey's
Goff-
from there.
Goff-
Are we just talking
Yeah, but he's a
quarterbacks?
running back.
Oh, just
Goff
quarterbacks.
was that? Yeah, Goff
Oh,
was at Cal, wasn't he?
Goff was Cal. Mariota was Oregon.
Yeah, he was.
Trying to think who else. Darnold from,
That's Sam's guy,
I know.
Sam Darnold.
Best NFL QBs the Pac-12 has produced from Bleacher Report. Got Andrew Luck from Stanford. Carson Palmer from USC. Rodgers. Drew Bledsoe from Washington State. Troy Aikman, UCLA. Warren Moon, Washington. And John Elway from Stanford. So,
Andrew Luck.
yeah, I said Andrew Luck. Okay, so historically, the Pac-12 have produced good quarterbacks. But recently, it's not been that good.
Better than the
Back up.
And to end this episode off, we are going to be doing one of NBA Twitter's favorite things, Start Bench Cut. This one features Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, and Kyle Lowry. Trey, who do you have? Start Bench Cut.
I think there's only one correct answer. Start Damian Lillard, bench Kyrie, and cut Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, there's only one correct answer here, and Trey got it correct.
Nope.
Yes.
I'm starting
Yes.
Lillard. I'm benching Lowry. I'm cutting Kyrie.
I'm sensing some bias here,
That's
Kurt.
bias.
What does Kyrie give you?
Bias.
What does Kyrie give you that Lillard
Bias.
doesn't? Answer that.
Bias. Kyrie can dribble a lot better. And
Okay.
Kyrie's a better passer.
Lillard isn't a bad passer, though, and neither does Kyle Lowry.
It is a number one guy, and Kyrie's a number two guy. So Kyrie's a much better number two guy than Kyle Lowry.
Yeah,
It's not close.
Defensively, Kyle Lowry is way better. If you want
Yeah,
a
but
guy,
Kyrie's like the best
I-
second
I-
option in the NBA.
if you want a guy who can score, you have Lillard. You have Lillard to score. You have Kyle Lowry to be the leader, coming off the bench. He's a bulldog. Just Kyle Lowry gets too much hate.
There's a lot of bias in here.
I don't know.
I think Kyrie gets kind of overlooked sometimes.
I think the drama also plays a part with it because he's always saying something or doing something that gets a lot of attention.
Like Kyrie's not playing in the Orlando thing.
Yeah, well, he was hurt.
What I don't even know his reasoning for why he's not doing it.
It's for either I know a lot of players have said social justice, and I think that might be playing a part of Kyrie's decision, but he was also hurt going into it, so
They might just be reloading with KD for the next season.
I think
more
that's
than
what they
trying
said
this
they're
year.
doing. I think that's what they said they're doing. I don't know. I just don't see the advantage of having starting and benching two very similar guys. One who obviously is way better, and that's Damian Lillard. For a well-rounded team, I'd take Kyle Lowry.
I sense bias in here.
He gets overlooked. He's an NBA champion. He's not a choker.
I don't know.
Look at the numbers. Look at the
I don't know,
playoff
Kurt.
numbers
I don't know, Kurt.
look at the playoff numbers in some of the games.
I don't know, Kurt.
If you look at the numbers, Kyrie has better stats.
Yeah, because he's had LeBron for most of his career. And what sets Lowry apart from Kyrie is what doesn't get recorded on the stat sheet most of the time.
If they're not getting recorded on the stat sheet, they don't matter.
So leadership doesn't matter?
We gotta have a little bit of leadership, but I mean, the reason why organizations are gonna keep you is if you're scoring points.
You have to be bringing something of value. Kyle Lowry brings leadership. He brings defensive toughness that doesn't always get recorded.
But Kyrie can single-handedly win a game for a team. I don't know if Kyle Lowry can.
Yeah, that's why you have Lillard. That's why you have Lillard.
What if Lillard has a bad night?
If Kyle Lowry's your backup point guard, you're in an insanely good situation.
If you have Kyrie as your backup, you're in an insanely good spot.
Yeah.
They're too similar for me, honestly.
So if you take out the scenario, who's a better player, Kyrie or Kyle Lowry?
Are we saying career or right now? Like who I'd rather have or who's the better player?
The better player.
Better player, I'd say Kyrie.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'd rather have a guy like Kyle Lowry who's going to be the leader, who's going to be great defensively, great offensively.
What if Dame's the leader?
That's why I have Lowry coming off the bench.
Dame is a. That's why he said he's not leaving Portland. He's a leader.
Yeah. Kyrie whined his way out of Cleveland, lied his way out of Boston, if you want to say that because of his whole number 11 retirement comments. Lowry easily could have complained to management after DeRozan was traded. But no, he decided to make it work. And it got him a championship.
Why would he complain? They got Kawhi, one of the best players in the league.
Because DeRozan was his best friend. And at the time, people always forget, nobody knew what Kawhi was going to do. Because he easily could have just played one game, been like, okay, give me my salary and I'm done.
It's true.
That's what I would want to do. I'm better than Kyle Lowry.
You're not better than Kyle Lowry.
Yes, I am.
All right, so those are our reactions to some interesting takes from sports social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media you use. There's going to be some interesting sports fans on there. Once again, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this podcast. Leave a like. Follow us on social media. We gave those at the beginning of this episode. Once again, The Three Sportsmen is a weekly podcast, so be sure to tune in next week. And remember, trust the podcast.